All right, greasy gremlins, let's talk about some heater stuff for you. So I got a little bit of a combo that might be a little greasy for you, and a little bit of bonus at the end if you are about that life. Now, we all know the strength of the smoke jumper set and why it was so sought after before Renegades dropped. And unfortunately, as far as I'm aware right now, mid retrograde and the smoke jumper set's only dropping in like Crucible, and yeah, big ripskis for people that didn't get any good pieces of it. But if you have at least 2 pieces, we can continue because we know that the 2-piece set bonus for this armor set is very juicy. Ride together, die together when you pick up an orb of power in a brief period of rapidly decaying damage reduction. When creating orbs of power is such a common occurrence inside of the sandbox and something that every good build will print a lot of, this becomes a nice natural little bonus that you can go ahead and add to it, enjoy, and appreciate. You're picking up orbs, I'm picking up orbs, we, she, he, together, we all pick up orbs. However, that's something that we already knew about. Let's talk about a new set that we got introduced with Renegades that everybody can go out and farm and use before Saturday in the contest mode Equilibrium Dungeon does drop. This armor set is none other than the Ferropotent armor set. And yes, this is an armor set in which is really good with just the 2-piece bonus, which is what we're looking for to get the most abilities with the least amount of investment. That comes with the 2-piece armor set Rapid Repair. When your shields begin to regenerate, you gain flinch resist and damage resist for a short time. This is the vital, crucial part of the puzzle that is going to aid in our survivability, even more so than the 2-piece smoke jumper set. Let me explain. So on initially reading this 2-piece armor set bonus, it does sound good because you see the buzzwords damage resist. However, you might initially think that it's just talking about raw regen, aka you take damage and after some time of not taking any damage, your shields and health start to regen. In that scenario, in that case, this armor set bonus would suck. But nah, this essentially is applying on every single instance of healing. Anytime you get health or are healed, this will proc the Rapid Repair 2-piece bonus, which is insane. This includes things like Devourer. Yes, Devourer will proc this 2-piece armor set, and we all know how gross Devourer is. You will now be getting damage resist on top of getting fully healed, or at least 100 health back, which is just disgusting, insane to think about. Or anytime you just pick up an orb and you would get health that way, once again, that would give you a damage resist. Oh, and that would stack with your 2-piece smoke jumper set. So you like, anytime you pick up an orb, bro, you're just like great value Song of Flame damage reduction. Like, what's up? What's good? And let's just say if you have on a way to get restoration or a cure, that will also proc this 2-piece armor set bonus. Like, think about that, bro. Heal clip. You defeat an enemy, you reload, you would get cure. Now with this, you would get damage resist as well. Damage resist on a reload with this armor set bonus. That's the levels of cooking that we're talking about with this armor set bonus and why it's so good. It's new, meaning you still have time to go farm a good 2 pieces of it to use for the day 1 dungeon. And especially on subclasses that generally don't have ways to access damage reduction or DR, this would help tremendously. Think of your raw Solar Lock, Solar Titan. That restoration, it's so good and I still stand behind it. But for a minute now, just only having the restoration was starting not to cut it anymore, and you were feeling the lack of damage reduction and not having it. But now with this armor set, you would be having it up as much of the time as you would be having restoration up, which is all the time. Just a like very strong 2-piece armor set bonus that is so worth having for whatever character you plan to use on any sort of difficult content. Honestly, on all characters in general, this is just a very strong 2-piece set bonus, and especially when you pair it with the 2-piece smoke jumper set bonus, you have just essentially dedicated all of your armor set bonuses and specs to only be giving you damage reduction and damage resist as often as possible, which is something that no other specs can offer, and is absolutely something filled with juice. This is also damage resist that would stack with any other damage resist, aka amplified or woven mail, that you already have access to on your build, giving you a lot of premium and extra utility for no no extra effort required. And of course, going out and farming this armor set is not very difficult, as this is just a portal armor set, meaning different pieces of the armor set will be available on any given day through any given portal activity, whether it's in fire team ops, solo ops, arena ops, or pinnacle ops. Any given day, you will find pieces of this armor set bonus being available to you and able to go farm. Now, just for a live demonstration of exactly what we're talking about here, we have our 2-piece smoke jumper set here. So whenever we pick up an orb of power, we're going to gain a brief period of rapidly decaying damage reduction. And then we also have our new 2-piece set of the Ferropotent. Rapid repair when your shields begin to regenerate. This is the important part, as this accounts for any sort of healing that it may be. Resto, picking up an orb, devour. This will proc the 2-piece rapid repair Ferropotent armor set bonus. So for a bit of a quick little demonstration of how this would work, we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some enemies. I'm going to pop our buddies and our souls. We're gonna get the good old devour up. And as you see that, we got the devour up and we have the resist. You can see by the little blue aura around our screen. And whenever that procs and wreck an enemy, you'll see the damage resist pops up and refreshes itself. You see it right there. Watch for the devour. Boom, it reprocs again every single time. And as one might imagine, this allows for you to have just an insane brain dead mode of just playing the game even more so, because now when you get any sort of healing, however it may be, you're going to get yourself some damage resist on top of, you pick up an orb, you get some damage resist that way as well. It's just a pretty insane combination that you can rock inside of the Renegades sandbox, and definitely something that you should be looking forward to bringing in inside of that contest mode Equilibrium dungeon, baby. This is not from an artifact or anything special and relevant to this season. This is the combination of 2 armor set bonuses, one of which is new, that being the Ferropotent set, which is giving us that damage resist for every time we heal. Every time. Keep in mind the Ferropotent set is a portal armor set, meaning that if you want to go ahead and farm it, look at any of the portal activities on any given day and just see what is dropping what. For example, today, Fire Team Ops has both Ferropotent gloves and the Ferropotent class item. Granted, you may need a different piece of armor just depending on what you have, but you hear me out as the example. Now, the next portion of the video is going to talk a little bit about the Horror's Release. I know, that's old arc pulse rifles. You'll see why though. Before then, I just want to give a brief shout out to the members of the channel. Going the extra mile to support the channel really does mean a lot. I really got to give a shout out to them. If you ever want to get your name mentioned in videos, all you got to do is become a tier 1 member of the channel. That'll get your name mentioned in videos. Big shout outs to our tier 3 member, KJ42. Big dog, brother man, hope you are doing well, doing good, and you are excited for the Bloom Reaper raid boss tomorrow in Borderlands 4, brother man. Big ups to Pikachu, who was our longest tenured member, coming in at 9 months now, worth being a member, brother man. Much love, appreciate you. Hope you're looking forward to that contest mode Equilibrium dungeon, big dog, this weekend. And our most recent member coming in at tier 2, the Kaioken tier, Perplexity. Thank you so much, brother man. Hope you are doing well, hope you are doing good. Life is treating you well. Big shout outs to the members of the channel going the extra mile to support it. You guys truly help me out more than you realize. I just gotta show my love for you. Now, a brief little segment I just want to throw in at the end of this video is talking about this Horror's Release pulse rifle and the sheer utility of it. If you are ever going to be behind a Storm's Keep barricade, this is going to be a very good weapon to keep in mind, keep in the back pocket, even if you are not on a Titan, because I know people are going to be like, why would I ever use the pulse rifle when I can just use SMG PKs to gen my super that fast like that? Okay, I hear you. In situations where there's, not swap around and you can't swap back and forth between 2 exotic armor pieces, which is just silly in my opinion. Bungie, please stop with the not swap nonsense. We don't need that trash in our game. Thank you very much. This will be a really good option to have and hold on to, as with the use of Tickle Charge and especially the help of Accelerated Assault. This is a shiny one. We got a little bit lucky. This weapon, whenever you're behind a Storm's Keep barricade, you're never going to have to reload it. Simply put, ever. Like, it's just that efficient, and this weapon has a really big mag size, so it's going to allow for you to just have a nice utility weapon that you never have to reload and help gen some super. Now, I'm going to quickly just show you a demonstration of what exactly I'm talking about here, even though it's real simple. I do have an Auger's turret ready just for just as an example to help gen some super And then I do have an attrition orbs weapon with Envious Arsenal to help generate orbs for our font mods while we are rotating and testing, just so that we are always up and efficient. It's something I kind of threw together real quick, not saying it's the best or super crazy, anything like that, but this pulse rifle is definitely something worth mentioning and something to be as advertised, because I'll rip the super real quick, why not? Because watch, once again, we are behind a barricade, so it's just going to completely passively fill our magazine over and over again, which is very, very nice. And we can occasionally, once again, swap to our attrition orbs weapon to make sure we do have our fonts. It's over there. I'm just going to slide over, pick it up. Thank you, big dog. Appreciate that. Repop up our Augur's turret, so you kind of have an example, an idea of exactly what we're talking about. Yes, on our setup, we do have ourselves a powerful attraction, so I can pick up those orbs from just casting our barricade. Now, I know this isn't the fastest way to gen a super, but it's an example of what I'm trying to show here. I feel like it does show exactly that we do have an efficient weapon for at least not swap scenarios. Like, if you are even just any character, right, that's behind one of these barricades, say you're not on a Titan, I mean, this is still going to be very, very useful for you, and just a situation, definitely something worth mentioning about having and holding on to in your toolkit. Little Tommy reload. Yeah, let's just repop down that barricade. Pretend that didn't happen, because as you see, we just keep that bad boy rinsing, ripping, doing its thing. We'll crash on him one more time. You get the point, you get the message about why I'm trying to preach about this thing at least a little bit. Not saying it's meta, but it's something worth having in your arsenal, in your toolkit. So I decided to go ahead and just show this little bit at the end of this video. A little bit of useful information at the front for everybody, and a little bit of a pocket info and help for the boys that stayed into a little bit of the vid. Much love, much love.